Okay, I just figured out what was going on. I had the book sitting on the keyboard. So every time I switched it, it shot down to Memorial Day, which was the oldest or the lowest one on the my list of scenes. Sorry about that, everybody. Welcome to the stream. And welcome to live YouTube, because things like that happen on live YouTube. Wow, the lights are really bright today, but not much I can do about it. So, going to work on the Terminator again. Last Friday, did about 13 stages. Worked for 3 hours on it. Today, going to start off on stage 99 and build from there. Going to do about 2 hours. Can't do 3 hours like I did on Friday because I got to work tomorrow. So, since nobody's chatting, I will get right at it. If I can find the right camera now. Okay, so last Friday, started working on the foot. Had 3 of the toes done, and the foot's actually, let me think. I think that's the correct way for the foot. It might go the other way around. And then part of the lower leg here. So next pack up was pack 99. Not yet, Chris. Not yet. It's close. 22 packs to go. I actually impressed myself when I realized last Friday I did 23 or I did 13 packs. Being careful not to. Lost your chat box. I see your chat box. It's right there. Try not to screw with the keyboard again. Lower leg piece. This is the part of the shin. Believe it goes. Not sure if it goes on here. Maybe no. Foot parts. Let's see. These two are foot parts of the foot. A couple of screws. These are more foot parts. The toe. The joint. A few more screws and some looks like these are going to be glued on details. Just because I don't want that to happen again. I'm moving the keyboard. For longest time I had my keyboard to the right, and I have monitor here, I have monitor over here, so I'm putting the keyboard between them. Yeah, it's all Eric's fault. Anything that ever goes wrong on anything is Eric's fault, unless it's my fault. So similar to last week, we start with the toe parts, and on here, let me make sure. Yeah, I can see it. It's probably too small for you to be able to see it. Maybe. There's a 4 on there. Don't need the screws yet. Need these. And a knife. A knife is always handy. I got a dull knife. I changed the blade on the scalpel yesterday, so it should be sharp. Ah, there it is. So similar to last time, got the short end here, the short end here, the detail part, the part with the detail here, the rounded detail, or the detail around the shaft goes on top. This goes on here like this. Let me grab, I got some other Allen stocks here besides the screwdriver, but the screwdriver worked so well last week. So let me grab this, make sure I've got the right apex here. And I don't. I have the next one down from what I need. And I know I'm supposed to have an Allen stock for this, but who knows where it has gone. Still not. Hang on. Okay, that's the right one. I don't know why I thought it was so small. Okay, so I'm just looking. Okay, so this one goes on there. Again, I got to look for the threaded part to have it on the bottom. So that goes just like the ones last week. Those made up like that. This screw will go through. And I believe, actually, I got it on the wrong side. I had the threaded side up, which I want the threaded side on the bottom. It appears almost like it's threaded on both sides this time. And you know what? That's why it's being a pain in the behind, because I am about to put this on the wrong side. The one that sticks up like that is for the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in here. This one actually is, it's threaded on both sides. That's the first on this, on the toes. None of the ones on the right foot were threaded like this. None of the other ones that I did last Friday are threaded like this. Unfortunately, it caught just right. So now let me turn this around. Put this over top of it. Put the make sure I got the shorter end. And this, unlike one of them last week or last Friday, this one only has recess on one side. So that side's got to go up. Push this sleeve down inside. You guys are really quiet tonight. So sleeves down inside. This time I'm going to take the last one from the first foot. These are identical. Then I can get rid of this sprue. I never throw anything away until all the parts are off of it. And push this baby home. Something just came from Amazon. Just yeah. All I was doing was getting it further down in there. It's not quite as flush as I'd like, but it's flush enough. Ah. I don't think I put any of these on backwards last week or on Friday. I don't think. I see. I don't think so. So let me put this toe on here. Again, push this sleeve down inside. If it'll go. Oh, by the way, I just looked over at Discord and saw that Chris had sent a message just to see if I had turned off the ding, and I turned off the ding on Discord. Sorry. Oh, the arm I put on backwards, but down to the toes. Improvised it right through the building. There's a little robots. Can we see if he's available? It would be cool. I like number 5. And that is one more toe done. I just took these out and set them up here. So let me make sure that they're in the right order. Or one more foot. Actually, it's a toe. It's the parts for the toe and everything. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That might have been a Discord ding on the phone. Let me take a look. No, that was the camera out front showing the Amazon guy. Take a look. Or Amazon girl. Small package. Okay, so next part is this right here going on to here. And while I've got it here, I don't have one out. Spare parts bin. Don't think I need that screw, but similar to last week, got this little barrel here. The barrel, I know it was Friday, but I'm going to call it last week just because it's easier, because it's normally once a week. Wow, you guys dropped off and came right back. One of these long screws. Where is a little black handled screwdriver? Where did I put it? And I was working with the Terminator earlier because there it is. Because when I moved him today, things happened. Hey Dan, welcome. Things that were bad things happened. I needed to, I took a little bit of the Terminator apart. Did not look like something I'm going to be able to get to, so I put it back together. Once he's on the stand, he's staying on the stand, so it's not that big a deal. Am I doing this wrong? Screw in the socket, fit the socket. Okay, yeah, got it right. So the screw and the barrel, and there's a nub on here which is going to give this wiggle room, similar to last Friday. Oh, that might help if I take that off. Didn't even realize I had that extra part on there. Come on. There we go. Into the plastic, tighten it down. Yeah, once he has those puppies, I don't think we'll see him much. Not that we see him very much as it is. Still going. I just forget how deep that hole is. There we go. And like I said, this one's solid. These two have room to play. And the way I'm turning it back, exactly, Kenny Who. By the way, I am sorry, guys. I forgot to say hello to everybody. Actually, I said hello to everybody as they came in. But let me rewind. And how's it going, Sci-Fi Model Shop? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, Chris, Mark Schumann, and Dan, who just showed up. Exactly, Kenny Who. He's busy with stuff, I think. Okay, so it's got me putting this back on here. Yeah. And there's a hole, screw hole right here. And this does go on, like I was right at the beginning of the stream, I was kind of looking at it. It does go on here. I can get it to line up with the hole on the other side. Goes on here just like that. I'm willing to bet one of these screws goes into it. Yep. One of these two screws goes in from the other side. Yes, if he named one of them Fios, then he could stream all the time because he has Fios. But he actually managed to stream when he tried. Yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, it was the test stream that he did Saturday, I think it was. So that detail part is held on by this screw here. I'm not sure if something is actually going to come in and hold it up here or not. Let me go back and make sure I didn't miss the spot where yeah, maybe. Usually the blue arrows mean glue. This time they didn't say glue, but that's moving in and out. Yeah, it was great and out, great, working great for an hour. Hey Eric, welcome to the stream. Oh, waited 2 years for fiber and now you're moving and they're bringing fiber. That's terrible. So what I'm going to do, let me double check on the other arm or other leg. Yeah, it said to glue it down on the other one, I'm sure, because it is good and solid there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this screw back out. There's super glue, there's the pin vise. And there's a couple of pins here that go into these holes. So I'm going to put some glue, and those holes don't, well, they do go all the way through, but they stop at this thing once it's in place. So let me throw some glue in those holes so that will fit in there and stay in there. I'm also going to throw some on the edges of the chrome here. Speaking of which, had a couple parts come off when I was working on issues I saw today with the Terminator. Had a couple of spots where the glue, the cheapo glue, actually came loose. So no more cheapo glue for the Terminator, probably not for any of the part works. Well, no, I can't say no more, but sparingly. So let me retighten this down. Number 5 say no, just assembly. Exactly. Terminator say don't fucking take me apart. Uh-oh. There went PG-13. Sorry, guys. And this is why Nat and Lewis will never let their kids watch me. So the last 2 parts in this stage are these 2 detail parts. Shoe, I've heard you say worse. Especially, you know, Koski, I'm sure you guys swore up a storm on the ship. Or do you guys have ships, or are they all just boats? Okay, so this one will just pop down in here like that. And this is the other one. I didn't show the hole, but here's the hole for the other side. Yeah, I don't listen to myself either. That's the problem. You guys will tell me I dropped 14 F-bombs. I'm like, I did? No fucking way. And never even realized that I've sworn. Although I do have to say, if Nat and Lewis were to come on and tell me that Connor was listening, I would be a good boy. I would tone my language. This is why you test fit, dummy. That should just slide right in there. One of the pins is not wanting to go in. Okay. Now it's in. The top one here wasn't lining up right. Wake up to strings. Oh, that would be terrible. That would be terrible. And that's part of the reason I'm not 3D printing, because I know that I would have all kinds of issues. And I had some choice words when I was working on the T-26 that I'm building. When I got the first 2 links together, it was perfect. And then they came apart, and then none of the others went together, and the little pins are popping off as I'm trying to put them in, and so I'm like, okay, this ain't working. So instead of the pins, I'm drilling a small hole and using the green magnet wire I have right here in my hands. And I know somewhere along the way, something is going to happen, and then I'm going to be going back and redoing them all and gluing the green magnet wire in. So that is all there is to do in step 99, or stage 99. Stage 100. Which is the last of book 10. And it was funny, I was looking for the books, and I looked at it and I'm like, there's book 11. Where's book 10? Because I was thinking stage 9, the 90s should be book 9. No. Can't see my hands. Sorry. Was backed away a little bit. So these are going to be some hydraulic quote unquote pieces. Got some long screws in here. The last toe, 100-3. Cap for left lower leg part. Another cap for leg part. Part of it muscle, the toe, the last joint for this section of foot, and a bunch of screws. And I believe there's a nut in there. Ain't got no buck booty. I'm going to talk to Kenny, and we're going to go back through all of my videos, and every time somebody says buck booty, I get space loot for it. There is this, not sure if you can see it. Trust me, there's a 5 stamped on there. Hey, GB, welcome. Yeah, I had to put on pants today. Although we are going to 95-ish% telework. We are changing up because apparently the pandemic has changed attitudes in my workspace. They're talking about doing hoteling, mostly telework. So I won't even have a desk at work. I'll have a piece of a table that I work at. Okay, so again, the small one. See threads there, no threads there. Saw that on the other one, but it didn't work out that way. Let me slot this through. There are no threads on this side like normal. And there are cross threads on the other side. Okay. Almost flush on that side. Flush on both sides, but man, is that loose. Back in the office full time. 100% working on. Well, and see, that's the thing is, we're not doing it because of the pandemic. We're doing it because it saves a lot of money. Somebody figured out that the utilities on an Air Force base, when you don't have people in offices, you don't have people that don't have to be there, you drop down to like supply and aircraft functions and all that, you save a lot of money. I'm sure they figured out you save tons of money by not having people come into the office. So this one doesn't, okay, there. It didn't quite want to go in there. You never left the office. See how you are, Chris? I've been out of the office for 2 years. Back in the office occasionally, 1 or 2 days a week in the last, call it 4 months. But now we're going back to maximize telework, which is funny because one of our leadership did not, before the pandemic, did not like telework at all. Didn't want people to do it. Wing staff couldn't do it because we had to be available. But apparently things worked out better than he expected during the pandemic, and so it's not such a big deal. Hopefully I can do this without scarring it. There's a little bit of scar, damn it, because it's plastic. That's the best it's going to go in there. I think that happened a lot. I mean, building we're in is really old. Matter of fact, we never had to leave the office a couple of years ago when I worked here before. Just checking out how that fits. Never had to leave the office, but they did asbestos abatement for underneath us. And so now that they've done that, I'm pretty sure part of what they're looking at is the fact that this building is 100,000 years old. Exactly. Tech support can be done anywhere. But this building is 100 years old, or not that old. It's probably 50 years old. But there's no reason to have us go in there because we can all pretty much work from home. And tech support, absolutely. I'm a budget analyst, and the stuff that I do can be done from home. I've got, most of the people that I work directly with are at another base. Got plans to sit on the beach, feet in the sand, and do work. Yeah, we kind of can't do that. We kind of have to be where we're, here where we're stationed. But it's not a bad deal. Not a bad gig whatsoever. Joining the Air Force. Not all of them. Not all of them, Chris. Some of the buildings that I've worked in brand new buildings. Literally, brand new. We were the first people in there. I've worked in refurbished buildings. My last job, 4 jobs ago, my last job in California, we worked in a refurbished building, and it was funny because it was a secure facility, and I know exactly where the windows used to be. But we did build a brand new building while I was there. Okay, so it's showing pictures of the toes, lining them up. So this should be 1. What it's doing is showing them like that. There's 1. There's 2. Three does not have that much of a flex. So do I. I have a work laptop too. Go to the office daily, but it rarely work. I can believe that. Actually, last few days I've been busting my behind doing the stuff that I'm doing. Because I picked up Civ Pay recently. All right. I picked up Civ Pay, so I'm doing quite a bit with the civilian pay, chasing that down. And that's what these really long screws are for. So this one, they're literally going to line up like this. One goes on the bottom, the other one goes on the top. And it shows putting them all in the place at the same time. I'm not sure how well that's going to work. So I'm going to start at 1 and just work my way through them. And 2. And there's threading. I know there's threads on 1. I'm not sure if there's threads on 2. put 3 in place before I get too far. They are. Whoops. They are, unless I'm in the office and there's stuff going on, you know, because I've got about 6 weeks working on a spreadsheet for tracking the civ pay, because we just picked it up in like November. One of the higher functions above us used to do the civ pay. We picked it up in like December. So I'm the first guy doing civ pay at my wing. We're a tenant here at Scott. And so I'm building things from scratch. Fortunately, I did civ pay back in another lifetime when I was at Beale Air Force Base and had a med group. And so I was able to reach out and get those files. Okay. So there's all the toes hanging on there. No, Shoe's right. Anytime's a good time for picking on Kenny. So let me line these up. Let me see if I can line them up and have them stay there. Sorry, I'm out of camera. Let me support the foot while I'm doing this so that maybe they'll stay in place. So that's the way they line up. I just got to run that barrel screw through there, and this one will be good. I'm willing to bet. Oops. Doesn't feel like the first toe is threaded. It's going to take a little bit of adjustment to make it go through. It's actually, I think it's the plastic that's threaded that I'm going through. Kenny who? There we go. I don't know if you guys caught that when it popped into place. It was, the second toe is not catching. There's the third one. See if I can get it to go right off the bat. It's not. There we go. It was falling down just a hair. Wait, no. Hey, TPL or 300-pound leprechaun, welcome. Ron Janeway or Catherine Weasley. That's funny, Eric. Fourth one hopefully will play nice. And it looks to have gone through there, gone right in. And so the fifth one and the foot will be done, just will eventually be attached to the leg. And you can see there's no flex to the foot. If there was flex, it would be here, because these would be pistons. The only thing that moves on the foot is the toes. Wait a minute. Okay, that was just because I had them down like that. When I pushed it down, all the toes moved. Okay, so the next thing is this barrel piece here and these two end caps. One end cap is smaller, different size ends on the barrel. Nice scuff mark there. No glue is needed. That's funny because I think that's why one of these popped off earlier on the other leg. And that one almost sits fully in. Actually, it's supposed to sit fully seated. This one is fully seated. This one is not. Ow. But that looks as though that's as far as it's going to go in. Doing great there, 300. I'm slightly out of sorts because I had to work from the office today. Don't do that very often anymore. So this now will go in the, is it the last location? Yeah, this one goes in here. Let me just double check that. Yeah. It's nice to have a spare one to look at. And so same thing as before. That sleeve will drop in there. Oops. Using one of these long skinny screws, I'll attach the other, this part of the leg. Wait, somebody calling people fools? Ah, I see. I didn't catch that, Chris. Calling us all fools. I just threw a screw away, but I'm not going to need it. It was the spare. I look down and I only see one screw there, and there should be two because of the spare. I'm like, okay. So this, I looked at it. This doesn't have, this hole is too big. There's threading for a screw down in here. So this one is the one that goes on here. You slide this screw in here. Down into the part. And of course, my screwdriver is not on the screw head. Try this again. Start tightening this down. And again, very long screw, a lot of threads to put in there. Is that? These are all loose. I think so that the foot has some movement, some twisting. So now, take one of these longer screws here. Don't throw away the spare this time. Don't know why. And the washer. One of the washers. And if I can find, yeah, that's not going to fit. Okay, that should fit, but am I going to have the reach for it? Model on his face. Okay. Okay. So this here is going to go onto the rest of the Terminator, onto his leg. I've got to turn him face down, run this screw in from down here. You can see this hole right here, up through into the rest of the leg. So that means I need to do two things. I need to move the keyboard, and I need to switch over to this camera. Actually, the carpet monster didn't get that screw. That screw went straight in the trash can that's right underneath the table. So it says to turn him over. I'm thinking turning him the other direction. That part that just fell out pops into the hip, goes into this part here. Whoa. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I looked away and the camera wasn't. Good view, yes. Camera was plugged in. But the part that popped out that you guys didn't see was this right here. It keeps popping out of the pelvis portion. Should not happen anymore once the model is complete. So this part, this being the shin, goes on here face down onto this post right here. You can see it. Slides on there like that. And then this screw has to go up in here. If I can find it. Come on. There it is. Has to go into the hole right there. Poor Terminator. He's face down on the pavement. And for the next thing I build, because I've noticed my biggest problem, and I didn't have it on the R2-D2, I didn't have it on the Millennium Falcon, but I had it on the X-Wing. Biggest problem I've had, and the Terminator has it in spades, parts or screws backing out. So that's now attached to the leg. Knee now works. Poor guy's got no foot. So let me see. I'm going to stay over there. I'm just going to bring the parts over. There's two of these. Hang on. So two of them get the rubber washer and the screw. Two of these get the rubber washer and the screw. The other one does not. And it's the smaller ones that get the rubber washer. So I'm going to cut these off. And these are actually where the foot itself is going to connect. Okay. This is a different kind of sprue. I'm going to keep that. Don't know why, but I'm going to. Let me bring the foot over. So the foot, this part of the foot right here is going to slide on to this part right here. These pieces, the larger one here is going to slide in here. The two smaller ones are going to be here and here. And those will all connect up to the rest of the foot, to these balls back here. When it's to me, it was those two helpers. Yes, the two helpers, the two goofies in the background took out the camera. So 300, it should be about 3 feet tall, maybe a little bit taller when it's done. Because he is, however tall Arnold Schwarzenegger is, it should be half of his height. Because it is a 1/2 scale. So let me put these on first. These rubber grommets, again, throughout the model, they're everywhere in the model. These things give it some friction so that these things will, so the tendons, quote unquote, will have some hold to them. Maybe. Wow, no hold whatsoever. Try tightening it down a little bit more. Some of them, if you tighten them too far, you get no movement at all. Yeah, it's got, I guess these ones are not to have any tension on them. They're just to center it in the cylinder. There's a few things that I would change on this, not near as many as on some of the other ones. But remembering that it's going to be a static model, it's going to just sit in the corner and look pretty with a yay. Very fortunate. I found the piece that doesn't have a spare. I'll find the screw later by stepping on it inadvertently. But it's just going to sit in the corner and be pretty, like all of them, but I'm not as disheartened as Kaylin is. I still want these models. I'm still going to buy them. But they're not as glorious as they seem at first. So that in there, that in there, and that's the end of stage 10 and or stage 100 and book 10. Going to need a bigger room. Actually, he's already got a spot planned. So let me flip back over here. He's got a spot planned. He's going to be in the middle of my display room, standing there. Okay, so what the problem is that those two cameras are on the same USB hub, and they argue with each other when I turn one of them off. So I just have to cycle through something else first. So if I cycle through me without the goofy hat first, then it'll go straight to the next camera. Oh no! My keyboard lost its foot. So, like I was saying, the next book, which is hidden, this is pack 101 with many little pieces and a that shoulder? I think that's shoulder pieces. And here's the book. Let's see if we can put it on the keyboard again, make the cameras go crazy. Or let's not do that and say we did. Clean up these extra screws and bits. This obviously isn't, this big screw is not going to fit in this container. Put it in this parts box. So, did not realize there were screws inside of there. That would have been bad because I'd have, ow, just stabbed myself with a scalpel. Dumbass. Who's never said that? Okay, so these are right and left chest panel. Pieces I have not seen before. This is not foot, leg. Okay, so it says go back to the other camera. Give me a second. I'm going to step through. Sorry. Have to work with it. Sorry about that, guys. He did not want to play nice. Just cut it in half. Eric, of course. That's why you should never have sharp. I should never have sharp objects. I hurt myself. Okay, so take this foot from stage 100, position it face down, fit the front part of the lower, put it on the lower leg. So there's a screw hole. That's awesome. Let me see, is that a ball joint? It is. I remember this was a pain in my butt to get to go on here too. So let me see if I can break it while I turn it. Okay. Said to make sure that the screw hole, and I'm showing the other camera, make sure that this screw hole is visible. Of course, visible at the back of the foot, and it was at the front of the foot. So it goes in here. That. I have to make sure it lines up with this hole right here, which of course does not turn. That's awesome. But okay, that's got that in there. When I sunk it down the rest of the way, it worked. It fit in there. Make sure it's lined. 1.7 by 6 millimeter screw. Also known as these screws that were in the in with one of the front pieces that almost got thrown away. That would have sucked. I'd have gotten them out of the trash, but that would have sucked still. So this is going to go in here in the back of the heat. There it is. Try this again. Guess I'm going to have to put it in the hard way first. Okay. You know, don't be me. I was sitting there trying to twist the other part of it. Okay. That's now lined up to where I can see it. Let me get the right bit on here so I can use the screwdriver that has magnetics to it. Holy crap! I see your weather there, Chris. Eric's going to get a beating. Okay. I don't get any snow until Friday. And then it's probably just a dusting because Saturday it's supposed to be sunny and beautiful again. Okay, so now the foot is on here and will not come off. What's funny is it says to put these on first so that you can't get to the screw hole. Oh, okay, it has the outer two first. And now the Terminator has a foot. Take the two. I'm just moving over to this bench, which means I should move. Okay, let me move the Discord, or the Discord. Let me move the OBS window. And I'm going to pop out the chat. Let's see. Yeah, yes, he needs one. Eric needs a beating. And Eric's like, yeah, I did it. Had no four-letter words. Snow. Those are chest attachment pieces of some sort. Oh, chest components. These are actually little sockets. And over on the other bench, cleaning stuff up, putting sprue away, and bringing the other parts over here. Stay. Oh, you mean Terminator? Yes, he would. I don't know if you saw, Kevin, and by the way, welcome to the stream. I don't know if you saw, but on Friday night, Saturday, I sat him in the chair. Okay, so this. Oh, okay. First thing to do is, wow. Wonder if they're two different. No, they look all the same size. Yeah, they are. So first thing it says to do with these is strain yourself and get them popped on here. So like I said, these are sockets. Do not accept lemonade snow cones from Eric. That's funny. I wonder, this will either work or I'll be looking for a part as it shoots across the room. Okay, so I've got all 4 of those on there. And these just fit in here. The shorter one up at the top. And they just sit in here for right now. Like I said, there are no screws. They just sit in here. This is where they're going to end up. I actually half expected to be attaching that to the Terminator. So we've got a Terminator with both his legs and both his arms, and so now we're just doing detail work. Moving to a place that has no snow and a lot of tickets at the gas station when you fill up. Good luck there, Sci-Fi. I don't think that place exists. $3.79 for gas in Bismarck. That must be nice there, Eric. I believe we're over 4 here. I didn't look because I didn't want to cry. Okay, so stage 102. And let me look through here real quick and see. Yeah, halfway through it does go over the Terminator, so we're going to stay on that bench. So 102. Has a chest piece. There's the chest piece. Some head detailing, a large washer, and there's supposed to be 2 screws in here somewhere. Slide these up out of the way. $409 as of today. You know, wow, that's terrible. Although I did see reportedly. Wow, the washer flipped out over and landed on my shirt and stayed there. I guess my stomach still is pretty large. In LA, apparently gas at least 1 or 2 places is over 7. The top price of gas isn't so bad if you look at it with one eye. And then there's 2 springs, one larger than the other. The smaller one would actually fit inside. Southern Arizona. Where are you at, TPL? I used to be in Arizona way back when I was stationed at Luke. Most of that is taxes, yes. That's what most people don't realize, is that a huge portion of the price on gas is taxes. Interesting. So there, let me make sure I've got the right one. I got the wrong one. The instructions talk as if, oh wow, actually, I did not know that that actually fit in there that well. If I push it further, it actually is pretty well friction fit. Little town, 25 more miles northeast of Tucson. I used to I was stationed at Luke for a few years, and there went one of the springs. Actually, I was stationed at Luke for 28 months. That's how long I managed to stay there before they nailed me and sent me to Korea. So this goes on here somehow. Hang on, let me look at this. I'm looking at it against the magazine. Maybe I did have the right one first. I did. Hang on. That's better. Okay. So right here is where this has to go. I just had it on the other one. That's right, these face the inside. Okay, it actually goes. There's a tab here that slides down into a slot right there, like so. And then the rest of it will just slide on around like that. Then it says, once you're happy with the fit, glue. Of course, I don't have any glue over here. So it goes on there like so. This is going to require a bunch of glue. Machine gun jubblies. They are. Go to the shed, get my shovel tomorrow. Plan on walking my snowblower over to the neighbor and say, here, not needing this anymore. So your borrowed snowblower actually, I'm going to take that back off of there, and I'm going to put glue in key places because getting glue down in there could be exciting. And I don't do models for excitement. I do models for entertainment. Some of it's your entertainment. Most of it's my entertainment. So now, slot that back in there. That in there. Hold it in place. Let's see if I can get some glue into some places. Oh, damn it. While I was trying to put glue up here, this part popped out. I'm just putting as much glue as I can get down onto the seam. you're going to actually do something or play with your thing. I mean, it's your thing, and you can play with it as long as hard as fast as you want. Damn it! Came out again. It came out at this one spot up here. There. Maybe that will hold it in. And right here, there's actually a open seam here that I could put glue down into. So hopefully this will set up. Excuse me while I whip this out. Wasn't that in Kentucky Fried Movie? I think it was. Let's see. It's at least starting to hold. Suppose I should probably make sure that this one's going to fit first. I know it was in a movie. I think it was Kentucky Fried Movie. With Big John Studd. I'm going to get a little bit more glue in here this time, and hopefully it'll hold. And up here was where I had the most issue with it popping back out. Hold my beer and watch this. 1,000 Space flew the first one to get it. Blazing Saddles. You're right. You're absolutely right, Mark. It was in Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles could not be made today, and it was just hilarious when they did make it. Of course, nowadays, we can't do things like that. Why is Eric on the table? Because, hey Kenny, how's it going? Eric is on the table because we are operating on him. And the scary part is he's talking while we're operating or chatting. Just trying to get a little bit more glue inside of here. Yeah, no way they would make Blazing Saddles. Tune up. Eric's in for a tune up. Sorry, got hung up playing with your Chidu box and Dong 3D things. Hey, Kenny, what you do on your personal time. Stop talking about how much you hate V'ger. Yeah, shoes. There goes Shoe again. Trying to lose space loot. So, apply glue to rim 101. Yeah, Yeah, it's basically do what I was just doing. Double hole part. Oh, okay. So there's a double hole here, a double hole here, and these springs get threaded through here. And I'm just putting it in here right now. As I look in here, there's also this spot that's going to get a screw in it later. Hang on. Look, the meth. Look, the meth legend, Kenny. Been there, Kenny. Oh crap, Kenny's on meth now. Hey, Ron. Kenny's on meth making 3D dongs. He did say that. So one's going to go here. And of course it didn't go through. The hell it should. I fed it through the smaller hole. I guess I'll have to take it back out. Sorry, I got involved with the chat. Told you guys I'd find that screw when I stepped on it. So let me feed this back through the smaller hole, which then it lines up perfect with where it's supposed to be. And do the same with this one through the larger hole. Looking away from the chat right now. I'm not sure if I want to look back. It was going bad places a minute ago. Kenny being on meth making 3D dongs. The bad part is he's making 3D dongs on a business printer. With glue. Okay, that's in there. You thought that was styrene dust you were inhaling? Spring needs pill. Asked for them to be extra long. Ah, okay. So the washer and this screw, I'm going to open it on the other table because that's where it's going to stay. Where the spare is going to stay if I can get it open. Okay, let me try this again. This plastic is just being a bastard. Okay. Get rid of these spare scraps of plastic. Oh, and I have one more piece of plastic to open. So, make sure that these are relatively even. So this little screw goes through the washer. So this screw and washer go into that hole between the two springs. The springs are pretty close to being even. If I have to loosen this later, I will. Not sure how much I really appreciate the way they did that with the washer, because I'm trying to do this, hold on to the screw and the washer at the same time. And the washer just doesn't want to play nice. Thought I had it. Stay. Screw is staying nicely on the magnetic screwdriver, the way it doesn't stay nicely on the black screwdriver that used to be magnetic. Eric's throwing bombs. Okay. So before I tighten it down, it's just there to hold the springs. I'm not going to tighten it too awful far down because these springs get damaged pretty easily. Just enough to where it holds the spring. Okay, and that's that on that part. So let me take the model assembly from previous stage position so you can access the left side of the head, identify the hole where the... Alright. That is the left side of the head. Let me move this out of the way. Because I'm going to bring him down this direction. There is an R and an L on these. That camera is way up here. I have to actually stand up. And I can't get it to focus on there. There you go. For a second it was there. There's an L and an R for which side these go on. Taking off the left. Of course, I sat the keyboard on top of the instructions, so I can't see them. I need a keyboard that disappears when I don't need it. And so this little bolt, okay. Does the bolt go in there? No. Not the bolt half, this half, rather than this half. Go into this hole right here. Check the fit. Slather about 40 gallons of glue on it. And it actually, I've got it sitting down. It's actually supposed to be sticking up. You can't really see it in this camera. But it's supposed to stick up like this one right here does. So fortunately, I still have, no, I don't, the glue dried out. It's the only problem with using these little trays is if you put glue on top of old glue, it dries really fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on this piece and a little bit back here once it's in place. Put a little bit of glue here, slide it back into the hole, bring it up where I think it goes. Take my pin vise, put some glue back behind it so it'll stay in place. Don't glue myself to it. Hang on. Eric got shaved down today, so he thinks that he's all that in a bag of chips now. Extra cheesy, too. We all heard your hip pop when you stood up. No, that was my knees. It's my knees that pop. And if I push down on them when I stand up, both of them pop and it sounds like gunshots. And sometimes it's just the chair. So I'm going to, actually, let me see. Yeah. On the right-hand side, I'm going to just turn his head to where I can see it. It's right there. Goes in there like that. Smart man would have test fit it yet, but you guys know me. Not all that smart sometimes. Put a little bit of glue behind it. And that should be it. Yeah, and that is the end of this stage. What time is it? 7:30. Eric's face down on the pavement again. So let me get stage 103, which is more chest parts. Let me just take a quick look. Yeah, this is actually attaching. So there's stage 103. And hey, look, it comes with an Allen stop. So I think that's the last of the back I need for tonight. So let me see if I can roll him over. There. Take glue over here. Find the scalpel, not by cutting myself with it. Face down, too much to drink. But Eric stopped that many, many moons ago. There are a lot more pieces in this little bag than it looked like. That's going to go on there somehow. Maybe this goes on the back. I think that goes on the back. Detail piece here. I'm going to set it over on the other bench. Screws. Cross beam. Some little arms, more screws, and an Allen wrench. And somewhere in there, supposedly, two rubber sockets. Ah, they landed on my leg. Okay, take the chest assembly from previous and fit the narrow end of the chest detail, which is this piece here. Okay, move over, big guy. So take this part here, put the narrow end of the chest detail through the slot in the chest panel. So this goes in here. Looks like this. True. Where does it go? Okay. I'm looking at the picture. So this goes through here like that. Actually, it fell right into place. Almost. There are So here and here, right next to those posts with screw holes in them, are spots for these pins here on either side. So this goes down in here, sails right through. Second time wasn't the charm. So it goes down, locate the pins like that, and now it's on here like this, and it will flex a little bit. It is a jumbled mess of $1,600 there, Kaylin. Welcome. But I like it. Okay, so then let me see. So taking the advice of Sci-Fi Model Shop, because I have these, I have like 5 or 6 of these. Actually, I have 10 of them around the house. 9 of them. One of them went to Bismarck. Yeah, I had to contact them because they sent me 2 stages 11. I've got the whole thing. That's why I'm doing just doing this one exclusively, and why I did it on Friday. So this is going to go in here like that. And it says 2x6 screws. Five of them, so that's going to be these ones here. Uh-oh. Double check. Actually, I checked the bag. Not in the box. What I'm looking for right now, guys, is there are more screws here. And okay, I was looking at this. I was identifying these are the screws I needed and not these. Finally clearing it. That's okay, Kaylin. I take forever to finish models too. Case in point, this when I started my channel, and I'm still working on it. So let me get the 3 smaller ones out of the way. So this, let's see. Velma's under away. What could go wrong? Not much. Whoops. So let me get that back in there. It says to use tweezers, but I'm funny that way. I just dropped it and it hit right perfect. Take 1 screw on one side. I'm going to hold this down with my thumb while I put the first one in. That one should be started. Let me do the same on the other side. That one's tight. No, don't lose your shelf queens in the move. I've got shelf queens that have been wandering around with me forever. Kenny's got one that's 40 years old, something like that, or 30 years old. You missed everything. I can start over, Matt. So what you do is you grab the slider bar on your screen, on the bottom of your video screen, and move it all the way to the left. Starts me right over. Throw those kits away. Send the empty boxes to Kenny. Fake stash. Why does everybody think Kenny has a fake stash when I have that monster stash and everybody believes everything is in there? Okay, so once those are tightened in there, now this will move a little bit. So these pieces here, take that off of there. The rubber sockets, fit them into the two holes in the front of the chest. Okay. By rubber sockets, it makes it sound like screws will go into them, which sounds really kind of iffy. Good. What says you guys believe me is that you guys always wanted to steal it, or at least two guys. So these are the rubber sockets, and they will go into these two holes here. Of course, if Kenny would put his stuff on scale mates, we might believe him. And that one is in there. That's not as bad as they made it sound in the instructions. What I'm doing is, as I'm pushing them down, I'm rubbing my nubs. I learned that trick from Kenny. Rub the nubs. I'm too lazy. See if sci-fi. Have a good evening. And Kenny, that's the thing, is when you move them is when you should have cataloged them. That's how I got mine cataloged, is because as I moved them, I entered them in as I put them into the shelf. So those are now in there. And these two lugs right here are supposed to slide in there. And I'm wondering, curved bar with metal frame. Okay, so these panels here are supposed to fit firmly against here, and this is supposed to actually fit down inside there. Let's see how well it works. Those two rubber sockets. And of course, since I glued this thing, if it's glued at all wrong, nothing's going to fit. That should have Kaylin cheering in the background. But apparently I glued them right, because it fits in there like a glove. That's what you said to your mom after you put them all away. You should have said it before that. Got 14 kits at it. Ended up winning 12 of the auctions. $1/72. Wow. I don't do much in the 1/72 scale. Hey, look, Kenny's giving away space loot. Okay. The curved edge of the chest, okay. Carefully turn the model over, keeping the chest section in place. And there are 2 screws in the back. There is no carefully with this thing. This thing is freaking heavy as hell. But you guys might see my hair again, as you guys like to put it, my bald spot. But it doesn't bother me one bit. Don't make me shave my head again. I'll do it. So there's a screw hole here and a screw hole here. And lost my place. 2 times 8. I see. I used the longer ones on the other side. It was supposed to be the 6 mils, but it's okay. It fit, and the part is there. So we will make this work. So that one's tight. That one is apparently one of the short ones. I mean, 6 mil versus 8 mil. Man. Yeah, he talked crap in the part works. Now he gets all the free swag. I swear, if Agora's secret 1/2 scale release is the T-800. Kaylin, you need to look at their website a little bit better, because the T-800 has been out for a while. What the hell? The T-800 I got from Agora. There we go. That should do it. The pin was not dropped into the hole. Not very many threads are holding that in, but it's being held in. And the thing is, Kaylin, you know, about the part works, if you don't want to do them, don't. I enjoy them. Printer paper label, Robocop would be cool. It would. No hurry, Kenny. There's a secret 1/2 nub right by hand. Go to bed, Eric. We need supplies. If I see the T-800, what's wrong with the T-800? I really don't understand. You've never done the T-800. I mean, all of them, as you go along, they get a little bit looser as you're building. It's just something you have to deal with. Fix the side edges of the chest panel and place 2x8mm PB screws. Okay. I'm looking. And screw in the socket into the back. I'm looking. Is it saying there is, I believe, there is another pair of screws. Where did I put my screwdriver? I seriously don't see it. I just had it. Where in the heck did I put the orange screwdriver? If you guys see it, say something in the chat. I believe that there's a hole for a screw right here. Kate Mulgrew, I will tell you right now, was a whole lot better Janeway than who we almost ended up with. Because the other lady just had no balls, comparatively speaking. Not in my lap. What I should do is look in the garbage can and make sure I didn't inadvertently just throw it away. I don't know if this is supposed to go here, but it looks good to me. I'm waiting for comments about a reach around right now. I know you guys that well that I expect that. Okay. They went in. Oh, found it. It was standing up. They went in. I believe they were supposed to be there. So now turn the model on its back against a large spring, fit the pipes. Okay. Loose finger. This is a large pipe. It's supposed to go. Well, shit. I don't know when that fell off. Supposed to go on here. Like so. There's a pipe on each of the shoulder joints, or each of the shoulders. It comes out. That's where this larger spring goes, or pipe as they called it. Rocking it back and forth works a little better. Hang on, let me see. Same Mustangs. Check your lap, Catherine Ross. Here, Eagle Moss is coming out with a part work build, Voyager part work build, but it got lost in the shipping container at the bottom of the ocean where they're trying to get their way back. Best guess, 8 years. I beat you guys to it. I did. I knew you guys would say something like that. Checking to see if Kenny, I'm mature. I'm mature. So these guys, not so much. T-800 has to be really old. Its hip keeps going out of place. I screw so well. Says the guy who giggles when he says boobs. Bet that's the first time he has ever heard that. He's screwed this thing so many times. He owes him money. Hobby Link International mature. Yes. Let's ask Kelly how mature you are. Okay. Caught up with the chat. So the large ones went there. The small ones, these little... there's that part. That fell out. I'll have to glue it later. The small ones go on the head. The bolts I just put on there earlier. One on there. The other one on here. Like so. So now he's got hydraulic pipes running up to his head. As the tube's fitted, fit 2 shafts into the chest attachment. These are the shafts that they're talking about. He really is, Eric. Things are falling off. So these, I don't see anything. Double check. Yeah. So fit these on. Okay. So these, there are 4 of them. And those parts that I attached to the inner side of the chest, they go in there, and then this goes onto these lugs here on each one of them. I read about half of the step and was like, okay, that's what that does. That one's going to be interesting. Same thing on this side. Bet you this one's going to be a little bit iffy as well. Yep. And there is no deeper side on either side of them. Okay. Using hex screws. New Allen wrench. Got one spare. Let me put that away before I lose it, because if I lose one, I need it. So like this, and I'm going to start with the lower one first. Let me see. Loctite with you, yeah. With paper clips and bubble gum, duct tape, baling twine, get it right. Baling wire. Read half the steps, get it wrong, read the other half the step, take it apart, get it wrong again. Yes, that's the best way to model. So let me run this down in here, if it will. And actually it bottoms out before it gets really tight on that, on the bottom one. Speaking of Loctite, Eric, I think I said it earlier, if I didn't, from now on, the rest of the part builds after the ones I've already got going, because the Ghostbuster card doesn't have these problems yet, but I'm going to start using Loctite, not the red, probably the blue, on these things as I build them so that the screws don't back out the way I have. The reason I'm going to use the, I think it's blue, the reason I'm not going to use the red is because they have a tendency to go, oh yeah, so take this step back apart so you can do this. This, ladies and gentlemen, if there are any ladies, I know there are, well, or if there are any ladies or gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen, and HLI, this is the last thing to put on for tonight. So that is the end of stage 103. Actually, before, let me see, is this glue still? It is. The glue is still wet enough to be used. And the part of the problem is that even though it's super glue, it's gluing chrome. To be honest, if this does not go back in here, it's called weathering. There's the problem. It shifted. I need a little bit more glue than what I had because it's actually a structural part, kind of. And it's funny because I've glued this. I think this one has actually popped out like 2 or 3 times. And I'm sure there's going to be something that goes onto these holes because there's holes. Okay. Let me move this back over here. Actually, just go back over here and restore chat. Bring the OBS window back over. Let me see. And that is it for tonight. Let me just... red Loctite... Well, let me go to the chat up here. Eric with paper clips and bubble gum. Red half a stab. All right, Matt. Have a good evening and stay safe out there. Eric, blue Loctite is all I get. Never knew there was others. Eric, there's the red Loctite. The red Loctite that is like welding it. Genevieve Bujold was the first pick for Janeway, and if you watch any of the screen tests, she sucked. She really did. Go back to your dong printing, old man. Welcome to the club. 4 hours before I can print again. So, caught up with the chat. Got a lot done. Went from, well, not near as much as last time, but last time I went an extra hour. Got 99, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 7 steps done. Getting a lot closer. 16 parts left to go on the Terminator. And I might stream again this week. And unless Kenny's planning on streaming tomorrow, I might keep going tomorrow. And, you know, I want to see him done. Hopefully by next Tuesday, the Terminator will be done. So, let me flip one thing back. Removing chrome with super clean. I've done that. I just looked at the your. It's almost done by X-Wing standards. Let me think. What was I going to do? I was going to go back to here and say FX01 still going strong. FX02 still going strong. Black or disruptor, photon torpedo. So may stream the new puppies. That would be cool. So, like I was saying, had a great time. Got a lot done. Glad you guys stopped by. Like and subscribe if you like this type of content, or if you like models in general and you're not subscribed. Go over to HLI. Great place to meet people. A great place to see models built. Have a great evening. Have a great day tomorrow, and take care of yourselves out there. Thanks for stopping by.